As I understand, Dr. Michael Heffron will be on the Globusters this Sunday, where they will go over the updated presentation that you're actually seeing right now. And hopefully, Dr. Heffron will be able to answer any questions you have and correct any mistakes that I might make. But I love this test, and I hope that many more of you will consider replicating this. However, I do think that you have to conduct this test at higher elevations in order to avoid atmospheric distortion and compression. This test was conducted with respect to Pikes Peak in Colorado, which is perfect with that 6,000-foot base elevation. The test was conducted at Dr. Heffron's house, which was 50.7 kilometers or 31.5 miles east of Pikes Peak. Here's a picture of Pikes Peak from his driveway. Pikes Peak has an elevation 2,226 meters or 7,303 feet higher than Dr. Heffron's location. Now, we're going to assume a flat earth and use some trigonometry. I inputted the distance and Pikes Peak elevation, and you get an angle of 2.514 degrees, or 2 degrees, 30 minutes, 50 seconds. Dr. Heffron calculated 2 degrees, 31 minutes, so they are pretty close. In other words, if the Earth is flat, which it is, then the angle to the top of Pikes Peak from Dr. Heffron's location should be close to 2 degrees, 31 minutes. On a globe, the peak would be lower at 2 degrees, 17 minutes, because on a globe, the Earth would have dropped 662 feet at that distance. 31.5 times 8 inches divided by 12. Using a theodolite, Dr. Heffron obtained an angle of 2 degrees, 30 minutes. That measurement alone confirmed the Earth is flat, which is awesome evidence, but it gets better. Now, the globe propagandists are going to all proclaim in unison that Dr. Heffron got that flat Earth angle measurement due to Pikes Peak jumping upwards due to the miraculous curvature-removing properties of refraction. We've all heard the allegation hundreds of times, and that's where Dr. Heffron thought of a genius way of destroying the claim that atmospheric refraction somehow removed the curvature. Dr. Heffron was able to locate a star that dropped behind or was occulted by the top of Pikes Peak. Notice in the diagram that from his position, 51 kilometers away, the star must also be at the same angle of 2 degrees, 31 minutes right before it disappeared. Now, if Dr. Heffron was able to immediately teleport to the top of Pikes Peak, he would still get the same angle of 2 degrees, 31 minutes to the star on a flat Earth. Are you with me so far? For reference, here's a picture of the star that dropped behind the top of Pikes Peak. Dr. Heffron then used stellarium to get the angle to the star from the top of Pikes Peak. But this is the important part. Stellarium allows you to disable atmospheric refraction. The big question is, once you remove atmospheric refraction, would the star be in a straight line to the top of Pikes Peak down to the theodolite? Well, according to stellarium, once you remove atmospheric refraction, the same star had the same straight line angle at 2 degrees, 31 minutes, but the star would have been 15 minutes higher with atmospheric refraction. Because the star lined up with the peak, the Earth has to be flat. Now, the globe propagandists are stuck because they can't claim the mountain jumped up due to refraction, but the star somehow avoided atmospheric refraction and jumped down. I hope this little summary helps you understand the presentation.